What is going on, everybody? Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. I hope you all are having a fantastic day, week, night, whatever time it is for you. And I'm just excited to be back here. I gotta say, this is the first week in a while we've been able to do both Tuesday and Thursday morning for these live streams. So for the people who tune in or catch it on the replay, I appreciate you. And just know, I'm trying to get back to this normal schedule here, and I don't know if it's normal, but trying to get back to the schedule that has been advertised for oh so long, and that I was actually pretty good with for most of the last couple of years. But here we are with how things are going when it comes to gaming, Web3. Obviously, we talk a lot of Splinterlands here. So if you're new to the channel, if you're new to these live streams, we'll probably kick things off right on Splinter Cards. All right. So, Bitcoin, the market, they're all doing very interesting things from a macro perspective. Oh gosh, I'm going to get the terminology wrong, but there was like a disversion or disinversion or something like that of the yield curve, which signals not great things. So I don't know where that leads to, but I know everybody's kind of focusing on the rate cuts potentially that will be coming up in September and how that might have an impact. But either way, crypto is going to do its own thing. I think there's a lot going on for Bitcoin right now. We'll probably end up seeing more Bitcoin or BTC dominance consolidation. The good thing, though, is in Splinterlands, in the world of Splinterlands, SPS tokens and all that, we're actually seeing a lot of strength. And I pre-recorded a video that should be coming out probably a little bit later today that talked about this. And I was talking specifically about SPS and how I'm pleasantly surprised that despite the market downturn, despite things that are happening, we haven't seen that much of a sell-off for SPS. Granted, again, I mean, it's come down a little bit, so it's correlating with the market to a certain degree. But the bleeding, I think, has stopped mostly. And that was coming in, especially over the summer, from a lot of people who were exiting the game, a lot of bot farms. I think we were able to kind of tell the bot farm activity that was occurring. And, it's in a better spot now, I would say. And I'm not going to go with up only, obviously, for SPS, but I do think it's in a much better position now. And we've turned off a lot of the faucets. We've opened up a lot of sinks for DEC, and it's just a matter of getting this damn flywheel activating. We're probably still a couple 100 million DEC away from getting us back to PEG, but next week we do have the promo cards, and I have no idea what the appetite for that will be like. There's a lot, a lot to buy coming up, especially if there's a potential mini set. But that's the other thing that I'm curious about now. Should we or should we not have a mini set? I got into it on Discord because shout out to DJ. He threw one of the video ideas that I had, or one of the videos which had the idea to price the mini set in SPS. And it's like, okay, like I understand the argument isn't should we price it in SPS. The first argument is should we have a mini set, right? I'm either way about it. Like if there are people who want it and are planning to buy it, let's do it. I can't commit to anything myself. I can't even commit to Rebellion at this point. I haven't even committed to buying all of Chaos Legion. But if there are people out there that want it, I don't see a reason not to. That being said, I think this would have been a better conversation before this promo card marathon that we are about to embark on, right? It's 5 months of promo cards. It's 10 cards right there. 10 cards, probably a good amount of, I don't know if they're all going to be legendary, right? Legendary and rare. But whatever it ends up being, that's like 1/4 of a mini set, right? That's 1/4 the size of Rift Watchers. So we're going to have a hell of a lot of promo cards here. We just got the Rebellion reward cards in the mix. And I don't know. I think that there's an opportunity to skip it and get the next main set out. I don't know what the appetite for anything is at this point in time. We'll just have to wait and see. I think a lot of that's going to depend on where the value and price of SPS goes in the short, mid, medium term. And by that I mean like probably into next year. But I agree in the sense of like timing, right? And I said this previously where I would be open to the next major set, the next core set, whatever's post Rebellion coming out, probably earlier in Q2 if we decide not to do a mini set. So that's like 6 months from now, right? That would probably be April through June rather than, you know, a July, August, September release, which is what I was initially thinking based on Matt's comments about wanting to keep things at 18 months, like an 18-month cycle, because we had a full 2-year cycle, full 24 months between Chaos Legion and Rebellion. I think that was super long. I think that was probably extended by a lot of the, you know, just cleanup that the team had to do. Matt coming in September and focusing in on Rebellion, rather than, you know, this mini set that we were. It was like a promo mini set that Aggie had been talking about through a majority of last year, until, you know, that just didn't happen. So in terms of where we stand on all of that, and where we currently stand now, I could really go either way. I'm curious to see what the community is going to vote. My guess is that you're going to get a lot of the rest of, like, let me categorize people by this, and I know I'm sure like I'll get a lot of pushback, but like I'll put, I include myself in this category. My guess is that anybody who's like sub 500,000 SPS is going to vote against this proposal, just by default. And the whales will end up being a toss-up, right? Because obviously they control more of the say, but I don't know just how willing they are to participate in yet another mini set. I think what we should be focused on is what are the benefits of pushing Chaos Legion specifically to wild format. I think that, well, you're going to force everybody who's participated in the game over the last couple of years now to start buying the wild pass. So, double-edged sword there for sure. You're going to have some folks who are going to be pissed about the fact that now they have to pay to play in order to participate. And you're also going to have the flywheel potentially activating a little bit sooner because of that. Oh, hopefully the flywheel is already activating, but we're going to burn a hell of a lot of DEC if we're getting, 1,000 or 2,000 more players that are coming in. I don't know how many people are actually in modern format, but either way, I think that there's an opportunity to explore that further and the other benefits. I think it rewards many of the folks who go heavy onto Rebellion and allows them to continue playing in modern format, whether or not they buy this new set, right? They get to kind of dip into a reward pool that is significantly less dipped into by the rest of the community if everybody gets pushed out of modern. So there's an opportunity there. Now, what I think they'll need to create, and they don't have this yet, so this is going to become an issue. They only have a starter set, right? Like a rental set for Chaos Legion and Rift Watchers, which is part of the Chaos set. So what happens if we push that over? I mean, are there enough cards for new players to come in and play Rebellion? My guess, and I would love to get Matt's take on this because I'm purely speculating on my end about why he would all of a sudden want a mini set, is because the new player experience as an undertaking has gotten much, much longer than they anticipated. The initial early estimates at the beginning of the year were they wanted to get it done by summertime, right? And if that had been the case, then you have 6 months more of Rebellion and potentially 6 months after that, right? So a full year of trying to bring new players in with Chaos Legion, still a part of modern, oversupplied, cheap rentals. If the newer set, the new core set, comes earlier rather than later, and we already have had delays on the new player experience, so at this point, I mean, we're in September already, right? This is the final month of Q3. My guess is that the earliest we'd see any kind of advertising to bring in new players, I don't know, like mid Q4, like November. And the thing is, it has to be this year. It has to be this year. Otherwise, you risk losing out on the Rebellion sales, right? That's a huge part of this. So if the Rebellion sales are not, going to be taken advantage of by new players potentially coming in, and then you're going to rotate Chaos Legion out, which is where all the cheap packs are, right? Because Rebellion will end up becoming much more expensive. That's going to put people in a really tough spot. It's going to put the game in a tough spot. And all of a sudden, now you're going to have any and all new players coming in, either buy packs and play, immediately in the new modern format, which may not be a terrible experience, but we're going to need like a ton of liquidity bots. And I think the liquidity bots right now are probably using all Chaos Legion cards. So what happens when those bots will need to purchase Rebellion cards? And there's just not that many Rebellion cards out there. Well, that'll push a lot of people to buy whatever the new set is. And I've talked about this previously too, but another guess that I would have for why they're trying to delay it is because we got such a cool new tactic, right? Literally a tactic with Rebellion. We got tactic summoners. There was new phase added to the game. There was new round added in, right, with ambush. I would guess that they would want to do something similar for whatever the next core set ends up being. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know where like development is on that, just because the team has been on like hyperdrive, just trying to ship out a bunch of other things. So if the new game mechanic is not yet in, and I don't even know what that game mechanic would be. I don't think it has to be as crazy as Rebellion, right? Where you add tactics or whatever. It's definitely going to expand on that. But I don't know. I don't know what it would look like, but could be cool. So maybe we'll have to get like Call Me Tim on a town hall in the future and see where they're at. But if everybody's still on the fence about this whole thing, my guess is that the proposal for a mini set is going to get voted down. That's just my honest feeling on it. And again, I could go one way or another, but I think most people are probably looking at this and saying, between the reward cards, between all of the other and Rebellion packs, a mini set doesn't make sense at this point in time. And that's a fair place to stand on this. Considering though, with Rebellion, we have it was like 100 days, not even. Wait, no, we're 3 months. Oh wait, actually we're closing in on 100 days. So not that long to go. And actually, let me see something here. Because I created this. So over the last 2 days, let's see. I'll actually be able to track how much we're selling now. 2612 297. Actually, let me just copy and paste this in. What's the date today? The 5th. $297. So you can see since the 3rd, because this is like where we should be minus this. Oh my god! Like, so over the past 2 days, we've sold 108 packs. 108 packs. So yeah, that kind of makes sense. But that's my question. Who the hell is buying packs from the store? That makes no sense to me. Why would you buy packs from the store when packs on the secondary market are... $284. And there's no bonus packs anymore. So I don't know. All right, we got Joffrey in the house. Joffrey saying, let's get your first takes on ILV Arena. Okay, so I don't have it on this computer, but I did download Illuvium a while back. Oh gosh, where is it now? I won't be able to do it here and now. Is it on Epic Games? Is that where it is? But yeah, Joffrey, that was my task this week. I was looking into Pixels. I was looking into Illuvium. Definitely trying to see what else is out there in the mix. It sounds like Illuvium has a lot going for it right now, especially with that whole play to airdrop. Hang on. All right, give me a second here. Why is Epic Games not opening? Oh, it literally just does not want to launch. Okay. That's like not cool at all. Dude, what the hell? Alright, we'll try restarting. That's dumb. Alright, Powis, what's going on? Long time. Indeed. Trying to get back to these live streams much more regularly, so I appreciate you guys hopping in. I can't say for too long, but we are there. Hold on one second, guys. Rooney 207's in the house. ILB is fun to play, just very difficult to earn. Now, okay, so this is my question with a lot of these games and what I'm trying to explore a little bit further. I mean, they all are probably going to be fantastic and like, you know, AAA studio, whatever. But what is the earning potential going to be like? Now, I'm not saying that as a bad thing, right? Because at the end of the day, people like to play games just to play. And I think that there's going to be a much better uptake from your normie, your casual, whatever it is you want to call it, for these types of games, because they're going to come in and be like, oh, I just want to play the game anyway, right? And if I make something extra, then that's cool. Or if my assets hold their value, then that's cool, right? But I don't know, like that's a very different mindset than I think your traditional person that came in for play to earn 3 years ago, that was looking at it like, oh, this is going to replace my job, right? I can make $20, $30, $40 a day, whatever it is. That type of person is looking for something very specific. That's more like the player investor rather than like a casual player. So thanks for the feedback here, Rooney. But here's the thing, if the games are fun, and then it's not necessarily about earning, but just like enjoying your time, that's kind of getting back to what games are all about, right? But this is where I still think Splinterlands has an interesting opportunity, especially if we get the flywheel activated and, you know, things pop off. All right, so it wasn't me restarting my computer. Like Epic Games just doesn't want to launch, period. So I'm gonna have to reinstall this now, which sucks. All right, well, we'll work on that later. But you know, a game like actually, I don't even know what's happening with Axie Infinity. Maybe Rooney, you can let me know if you're still following. But with what's that called? With Splinterlands, right? If the earnings become good, just like it was with Steppen, just like it was with DeFi Kingdoms, just like it was with any other game that had like really solid earnings for a period of time, if people can justify like the ROI on it, that's when it'll get interesting, because that could push things. But none of that is sustainable, right? I don't think a game like Splinterlands. Let me be very careful with how I say it. Since it's not based on, you know, Web 2, where they're trying to get people in for the gameplay, even though you do have a lot of folks here that actually enjoy the gameplay for what it is, and you could probably get a lot of people to come in and join the game if there was like a fully fleshed out Web 2 version of it, just to come in and like explore the different metas and stuff. I don't know that the earnings being, higher than the buy-in, that's never going to be sustainable in the long run. I think you're definitely going to go through your moments of euphoria and then moments, well, actually probably longer moments of just being, behind the eight ball. And so, there were a couple of months there in late 2021, maybe even going into 2022, where people were making a lot, right, from the game. And because of how extreme that was to one end, there was a lot to recover from. The hangover was considerable when it came to what was happening on this side, right? So yeah, that being said, where does the future lie? I think we get another euphoria moment. How long that lasts, I don't know. Hopefully, months. And how bad is the hangover afterwards? Again, another unknown. But still, it could still be a moment where the folks who have stayed, assuming that they do remember to sell this time, feel very, vindicated in their conviction. All right, so Rooney's saying it's Web 2, play for fun. Many are straddling the Web 2.5 movement. Yeah, we've talked extensively about that, Rooney. But there's no clear-cut way to Web 3, right? At least if I'm remembering your comments correctly. A lot of it is going to be slowly working its way over. And Splinterlands is significantly far, I don't want to say farther, but significantly far along that journey, especially with the DAO being much more of an active and independent participant. Axios is expanded into more a family of games. They have the Play for Rice, etc. Programs are smaller. Consistent earnings as part of a weekly season program. Access Treasury and tokenomics are meta. I believe AVAX and Ronin continue to prove that play to earn games are here to stay. Definitely a market for these. AVAX is something that I don't have any experience with. Never had a wallet, never bought the token. Yet I consistently hear from multiple people that AVAX is, one of the top gaming chains out there. So that'll be something to explore too. And we're running out of time now. Actually, no, I would say it's still a pretty good time. A lot of the games are launching or will be launching soon. Or just launched. All right. What else was I going to talk about here? Ooh, okay. So in looking at, well, I guess we're not going to look at the market, but I was trying to see what the damage done to vouchers overall was, or just the ecosystem. And I'm pleasantly surprised to see vouchers actually above a penny, because this is higher than where we were at not a year ago, a couple months ago. Again, before they shut off the parameter to sell, right, for a while, or to transfer it out to Hive Engine. Yes, the price floated above a penny for a while, probably even like a penny and a half, but that's because people couldn't sell the vouchers that they were getting airdropped every day. But I think a lot of people got that promo card, is it Mana Warden or something, for super cheap. All right. Well, since we're talking about this, Rooney, you said AVAX has the most money. I am curious now to see what all is on the AVAX ecosystem. Is there a way to filter for AVAX? Yep, cool. I I've heard of some of these projects. I think Joe is like the Dex on there, right? But I don't know any of these as games. Do you have any game recommendations on AVAX? IMX has the most games. Yeah, I've heard that. I remember watching an interview with the IMX founder or somebody high up there early on this year, and they were saying like they were going to launch over 100 games. Ronin has the most users and transactions. That's where Pixels is on, right? How would you rate Pixels? Is that easy to play, free to play? I'm sure a lot of these games are difficult to earn. Play at 3 bull games. Oh, play a bull games. I get it. Oh, Shrapnel's on AVAX. Okay. What about Off the Grid? Oh, Off the Grid is on AVAX too? Okay. I know that there was a lot of hype around that one. Gonna make me get a... Ooh, is anybody here following what's happening with Ton? I know the founder was arrested, which is not cool. But I was hearing a lot of like mini games and stuff that are on here. And I was talking about this with what's his name last night, with Thorlock from the Hive Drip thing, because he's building something in Discord, and I'm wondering if that's just the parallel to, you know, what Toncoin is doing. Where can you even buy this? Oh, Binance. Not available in the US though. Off the Grid is the biggest. Arbitrum and Hive are gasless transactions. I don't know how Arbitrum was gasless. I mean, isn't IMX gasless too? Aren't they running their own sidechain at that point? Rooney 207 on AVAX. Okay. Yes, Pixels is on Ronin. It's free to play. Chapter 1 gave out money. Chapter 2 is killing the game. Oh no. That did not last very long. But remember, we only need one. We only need one to have things pop off. I remember there was a lot of hype around like Heroes of Mavia too earlier this year, but let me see. I wanted to go to gaming. I downloaded the app for Heroes of Mavia, but now I haven't heard anything about it. Yes, Pixels on Ronin is free to play. Oh, we did that already. Almost 1 billion users. And much easier to play compared to Discord games. Yeah, Ton Station or something like that, right? Oh, no, I have it here. Shoot, where was it? Sorry, it's on a different computer. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Heroes of Mavia shot themselves in the foot? Oh, no. Rooney, you said you're playing a ton of games, right? No, IMX, ZKVM is bad. Gotcha. All right. All right, let's see where things are floating around here. So, Axie's still in the lead. Ish. $661 million market cap. What's Gala been up to? They launched a couple of games. Sandbox, Ronin. Oh my gosh, Ronin is down to $1.50 less. Wow. I've heard good things about Superverse. Oh, you know, I just got an email about Step and Go as well. So you've tried almost all games, Rooney? I mean, which are the ones that you are, that you find to be worth your time? Or I guess the other way to look at it is, which ones are the most fun that you don't care that you're spending time in there? Gala Gaming died, but music is meta. Okay. Oh, here's Pixels down here. So everything's struggling right now, it sounds like. Maybe Play to Earn or just Web3 gaming is not it's not the future. No, I'm just kidding. I know that's not the case, but I've heard of Wilder World. That was a big one last time. Okay. Yeah, not surprised. So not many games. You basically do play to airdrop and then quit afterwards. I'm assuming everybody ends up selling whatever they're airdropped. And that's where things go. So, Rooney, where are you at with Splinterlands then? I'm curious, now that you've seen a bunch of other games. I mean, Splinterlands definitely has its issues. But as somebody who's been out in the ecosystem, I'm curious where your head's at on it compared to others. Pirate Nation. Oh, here's here. Oh wow, Heroes of Mavia. Oh man, everything's down. Oh man, even Star Atlas. Whoa. Can't wait for another alt season. So let's see, Lumitera, Runiverse, and Ragnarok are doing well on Ronin. Okay. I have not heard of any of them. I think the Ragnarok that I'm thinking of was the one that launched on Hive, and I don't even know what's going on with that game. Everybody was just super hyped for a Ragnarok airdrop that came and went. What did you think of Prime? Well, not Prime, but Parallel. The thing is, the tokenomics for Prime, they fascinate me, and they've locked up so much Prime. But I wonder if the emission schedule was just too high. There's just too much dumping going on still. So Rooney says SPL still sucks, but at least the team is finally making decisions. Sadly, the direction may require a team to remove DEC from tradable, but many rely on DEC to onboard into SPL. Well, I mean, I was making a push for this recently to remove DEC as a tradable token. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, it reduces risk. I'm curious why you think that they would need to move in that direction, but I would be for it, because I can't think of any like major negatives. Parallel's Prime token has good potential and worth the risk, I think, at least. Yeah, they have significant backing. I would say that so far of this bull run, they've been the darling. I would be, not financial advice, but I like, if things were to turn around with the broader market, I would guess that they would be somewhere leading the pack. So I don't know if they're this year's Axie Infinity, but there was a period of time earlier this year where I was making like stupid amounts of Prime, money valued in Prime that obviously you can't do now, but I think that they're continuing to grow their player base. They're reaching out to the right people. They're getting a lot of the Hearthstone community in. But, you know, overall, this is still going to be a fascinating space to watch. All right, let's see. No choice but to remove DEC from tradable. I prefer DEC to off on ramp compared to SPS as higher liquidity. Well, that would increase liquidity for SPS, and I know one of the things the team wants to do is bridge SPS out to other chains, which would essentially increase volume. So I think there's an opportunity there. But I agree, if you're trying to take, stable-ish value, you'd probably want DEC. Good or bad KOL, still best marketing option in Web3. Yeah, well, Parallel has been doing that pretty well, at least from what I've been following kind of tangentially. They still got Ali Straza on there. She seems like all in on it. And I know she's probably paid to be all in, but hey, you know what? She's enjoying the game. It's much closer in terms of a parallel, pun intended, to what she was working on previously with Hearthstone, which she probably still is. But all right, let's see. Do I have any energy? I think I might have one. Oh, 2. All right, let's do a couple battles and then probably call it an easier day. Is this a typo? You're saying they can't grow with bridging to EVM, or they can't grow without bridging to EVM? Because my assumption is you meant the latter. And I would agree with that. Because there's just no way that people like have heard of Hive. And what's funny is that, you have a lot of other games that really offer fantastic frictionless crypto experience where you can just come in and play the game. And then you can learn about all the earnings later. Like, that's not the case with Splinterlands. As much as they're trying to push in that direction, it's not really happening. You just, unless and until they can get like a true free-to-play mode up, which I know Matt was talking about initially. But even still, I think that there would be, I don't know. There'd be issues, there'd be pushback. Wow, is there no liquidity in Wild either? Oh, I just don't have energy, apparently. And it didn't tell me. But check it out. 5 SPS. Oh, thank God I didn't play that one. Back to basics. It is interesting to see Vugtis and people at the top of Wild earning significantly more SPS. They were in like the 15 range, and now Vugtis is getting like 30 SPS. Granted, Vugtis has obviously the most, but I think we're slowly going to start to feel the impact of less overall, players dipping into the pool. I want to see what this looks like next season, because this, I think, was still badly abused early on this season. We had the voucher trade available for like 3 days before it got shut off on Tuesday. Now, I don't know, maybe people do get hundreds of energy from their reward chest. I don't think it's that high. But like, you can tell for me, right, I played 126 battles, and that was, I think I got 3 energy from reward chest so far, because I haven't really opened my reward chest. So that's where people should be at from just like a raw organic energy regeneration side of things. But yeah, I mean, 700, holy moly. It's outrageous. I'm just gonna check one last thing. I'll just do all of Rebellion. There's just not much liquidity out there. I mean, so I don't have any Lorcus right now, but if I wanted to, How many total BCX are available for sale? 15 BCX. That's barely one max summoner. Eternal Tofu. There's probably a little bit more. Let's see, those prices start to go up. 28, so 2 max summoners. This is going to be really fascinating. As soon as we hit October, or even by the end of this month, and we start getting close to the end of the conflicts, I really do wonder where we're going to be at, and if liquidity is going to flood back into the market here. I think it'll help for prices if people are, eyeing stuff. I know I will be. But yeah. Oh, wow. Hold up. These summoners are relatively low. But see, look at like someone like a Vina the Wolf, for example. Well, I guess there's 68 cents. But let's see how much. Oh, all single BCX. So you can't even get a maxed Avina. That's nuts. But people just aren't buying. Or at least it doesn't seem like it. All right, guys, I'm going to hop off. One more comment here from Rooney, and then we'll hop off. SPL team just needs to focus on increasing SPS value and make decisions in this direction. There will be some difficult choices ahead. I'm curious what you mean by difficult choices ahead. But I don't disagree. I think the best marketing we can do is having a token that's stupidly high in value. And again, for me, like the moment we cross like the 1.5, 2 cent range, that energy trade starts to look appealing again. And once you hit 3.5 cents, it's game over. Now, that's a long way to go from here, right? That's a long way to go from where we are currently at. But, we saw the price move. We haven't seen it dip as much, which is good. And now it's just a matter of, is the market going to cooperate with us and we'll have some tailwinds, or will there be headwinds and we'll have to figure out how to push things up. But a couple 100 million more DEC we need to burn, in my opinion. That will activate the flywheel. People just participating. DEC sinks naturally doing their thing. I think that takes maybe around 6 months if we're doing 100 million burned a month. But that's again without a promo set or promo cards burns. That's without a mini set. The other big catalyst that could potentially come into the mix is what's that called? If they allow people to unlock their rebellion cards early, which they said that they would. But yeah, still plenty of DEC out in the ecosystem to eat through, and I don't know, the current player base's appetite for burning through that. Not to mention, land could become something that's super negative for us too. I hate to be that guy, but there's 1.5 billion sitting on land, and I think a lot of people are realizing that it's not like, there's not much going on. Granted, not many people have taken it off of land, but I would think that they would need to come out with something relatively soon for land in order to keep it fresh. It doesn't need to be anything crazy, like add the new resources in, make research a little bit more difficult to get, have research be a part of XYZ, right? But just do something with land that allows people to be engaged a little bit more, that allows them to get some other kind of benefits. I don't know what it is, but we'll see. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, no problem, Boomy. Lower the price of Rebellion packs, too expensive. Flywheel is dead, land has died, nothing happening. SPL needs to develop Hive social media. Well, Hive is already, it's kind of its own social media. Replace staking requirements with HBD. SPS is too volatile. I don't know about that. I don't think I want HBD in there. I mean, we should integrate with Hive probably a little bit more, but that's too much integration. All right, guys, have an amazing rest of your day. I'll catch up with you all soon. I will not be able to stream this weekend, sadly. At least not Sunday morning. And then Sunday evening, it's the first week of the NFL. So we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, that's all I got. Have an amazing rest of your day. Catch you all soon. I'll see you all in a little bit. Peace.